Salarah Starre is a UK-based advanced law of attraction teacher trainer, coach, public speaker, and leading wellness expert. She will share life-changing wisdom about the law of attraction and how you can use this powerful universal law to build a foundation for bigger and bolder manifesting results. It is time to create the life you deserve, and with Salarah's help, you will.
And a very, very warm welcome to Manifesting Made Easy with myself, Salarah Starre, your law of attraction coach and spiritual mentor. And I'm here to help you master your manifestations and your life. And today I thought I would have a little chat with you about how I use the angelic realm to help me with my manifestation practice. Now, some of you will already have some knowledge on angels. Some believe, maybe some on the fence, maybe some don't believe. This may be a bit of an interesting conversation for some, but I would like you to keep an open mind as I share with you some of my experiences with working with the angels and manifestation, and how the angels can actually help you to be filled with courage and strength along your pathway to help you heal some aspects of yourself which may be standing in the way of your manifestations, and help you to align to the frequency of a higher vibrational love. So yep, the angels have been walking along my side probably all my life, but consciously since about 2003, when I had a very, very beautiful angelic experience, which I will open with by sharing. I will open the show and share that with you today, if I can get my words out. And it left me in absolutely no doubt whatsoever that angels absolutely exist. I was at a particularly low point in my life. I know many of you can relate, because I know with some of these challenges, it can take us to really low points. And this was a particularly low point. I had just left my first husband, or we'd just broken up, and I felt a little bit vulnerable out in the world on my own, a single mom, and quite a few things was going on around me, and I really, really just needed some divine guidance or assistance because I felt lost. I didn't know which way to turn. I felt vulnerable. I felt anxious. And I'd heard a few people, kind of like mentioning about spirit guides and angels over time, but I hadn't really investigated it myself, even though my dad, a very, very spiritual man, had told me most of my life that we're being watched over, we have angelic guidance and assistance. All we have to do is just ask for it. But of course, back then, it just literally scared the life out of me. And I didn't really want to know, if I'm honest, because the thought of somebody watching over me, I just found a bit weird and a bit spooky. So I tried not to go there. I went through various spiritual awakenings over time, but one particular event stood out to me, specifically related to the angels. And I was lying in bed praying for help, well, actually begging for help. Well, actually screaming, demanding the universe help me. And I said, if angels really do exist, prove it. I'm fed up of all these people and books and saying, oh, they get these signs and angels exist, and all these beautiful counts of people having these lovely angelic experiences. And I thought, well, I haven't had any of those experiences. I've had nothing but absolute crud most of my life. So angels, if you do exist, if you are real, you are there to help me, then prove it to me. Now, I'm saying this very calmly now, but at that point, I was sobbing my heart out. I was lying in bed. I was just getting so tired in the afternoons, because I felt like I had so much weighing on me that I would quite often go and have a nap before I picked my daughter up from school. She was at junior school at the time. And as I lay in bed, I kind of fell asleep, fell into a bit of a meditation rather than a sleep, kind of sobbing after sending out this plea. And the next thing I know, the room and the energy of the room, I've never experienced anything like this before, by the way. I found it really freaky. Took on a whole new energy and whole new feeling. The hairs on my body stood on end, and I had a feeling and a sensation that something was rising me up and out of my bed. And I panicked. I instantly panicked. I was like, oh my God, like, what is that? And I remember, after being at some spiritual circle, because I was into kind of spiritual development and things like that, that you can have and make connection with different realms of existence. And I thought, oh my word, the last thing I want to do is make connection with lower realms. So I just said, if you're from the light, can you drop me? And I felt this thud onto the bed. Now, this was more of an energetic thing rather than a physical thing. But I remember opening my eyes and seeing this being standing at the end of my bed. And oh my word, like he was about 7 foot tall. And I intuitively knew him as Archangel Michael. And the most divine looking being with the most luminescent skin, absolutely gorgeous, sparkly, gorgeous blue eyes, and just had the most peaceful presence. And I remember then just thinking, oh my God, I've just seen an angel. And I was in shock, I was in shock for a long time after that, but for a good half an hour. And all I just remember thinking was like, oh my God, wow, oh my God. And that was just going over and over and over in my head. And I thought, oh, I must have been asleep. I must have dreamt it, even though in my heart of hearts, I absolutely knew I didn't. My rational mind couldn't get my head around what had actually been happening or what had actually happened. Anyway, it was time to go and get my daughter from school. So I was getting my shoes on and I said to angels, if that was real, prove it. Because I've never had anything like that before. It was really weird. If that really happened and I wasn't asleep, prove it. Anyway, rushed to get in my car, still quite shocked. And as I turned on the car engine, a song on the radio came on. And as the words sung out was Robbie Williams, I'm loving angels instead. And I sat there with my hands on the steering wheel, mouth wide open, just staring, going, oh my God, if that's not a sign, then I have no idea what isn't a sign. But again, my rational mind kicked in. And I was like, okay, well, it's probably just coincidence, and just kind of like trying to kind of make up an excuse as to why that wasn't. But in my heart of hearts thinking, that's really weird. Now that's double weird now. So I drove to school, still kind of in a state of shock. And I'd never, ever noticed this before. But as I pulled into the road that Holly's school was in at the time, it was called Angel Crescent. And I thought, well, I don't think I can actually deny 3 pretty massive signs that angels really do exist. And then as I was walking to her school and through the entrance, I remembered somebody saying to me once that angels communicate to us in various ways. And one of the ways in which angels communicate to us is with white feathers. And I thought, oh, that's really nice. That's lovely. So I didn't really think too much of it. I picked her up from school, still, again, in a bit of state of shock. I didn't say anything to her because I didn't want to scare her, thinking anything weird was in the house. She wouldn't be able to sleep that night. As I was taking her cardigan out of her bag, 2 white feathers literally floated to the floor. And I just stood there and I thought, right, I cannot now deny that angels absolutely exist. From that moment onwards, I went on a massive journey to learn about angels, to learn about all the different guardian angels, archangels, and what all the different jobs are and how they can help us in our life, and how we need to learn to ask them for help, because they're not allowed to intervene in our life at all, because we have this thing called free will, which means that our angels and guardian angels can only help us if we specifically ask for help, because they're not allowed to override our free will. And I found that really interesting. So from that day onwards, I started to develop a relationship specifically with Archangel Michael because of the experience that I'd had. Archangel Michael comes with a beautiful sword and a blue cloak of protection, and can protect us and fill us with strength and fill us with courage, amongst so many other things, can protect our house, our loved ones, anything. So at this point, I really felt like I needed a huge amount of protection in every way. I felt very unsafe and very vulnerable. So Archangel Michael became a regular part of my communication. I wouldn't just say my prayer practice, I would speak to Archangel Michael throughout the day. And as I started to develop my relationship with Archangel Michael, I then started to do a little bit more work understanding, what some of the other angels do. And I started working with Archangel Raphael, which is the patron saint of healers. Raphael's also associated with prosperity and safe travels. So all these different areas, I would weave the beautiful angelic realm into my life. And I started to understand that in order for some of my manifestations to work, there were areas that I needed to heal. Archangel Raphael, I would quite often call upon to help reveal to me, where is it that I need to heal in order to unlock this block, in order to feel safer and more secure in this world. Show me where it is I need to go in order to grow, and help me with this healing process so I can heal whatever it is underpinning my current vibration, which is stopping me from really surrendering into the power of love and trusting that the universe has a great plan and allowing everything to unfold in the perfect time and space sequence. I knew that I needed help to heal because I absolutely wasn't in that place of trust and surrender and allowing things to flow as I grew. And so I started working with Archangel Raphael. Also at the time I was doing healing. So I was practicing Reiki and teaching people Reiki as well. And I was doing this regularly, actually, at a little salon down the road. So Archangel Raphael would help me with my healing when I was helping heal other people. But also if there was a loved one that I knew was struggling, I would ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help them too. And it just started to grow and grow. I started to work more closely then with Archangel Chamuel, which is the angel of love. And of course, moving from the vibration of fear to the vibration of love is where powerful manifestations really come from. Not short-lived, short sparks of energy. Long-term, deep, sustaining manifestation results are in the frequency of higher vibrational love. And Archangel Chamuel, being the angel of love, as well as Chamuel helps me when I lose things, which has just reminded me, actually, I have lost my AirPod today. So Archangel Chamuel, if you wouldn't mind helping me find my AirPod, I'd really appreciate it. But one experience that I had with Archangel Chamuel, one of many, I might add, was my daughter was looking after she had her stepmom's engagement ring. I have no idea why she had it, but she had it. And anyway, she said to me, I said to her, keep it safe, love. And she said, yeah, it's in my pocket. And I said, you sure it's tucked right deep on in your jean pocket, babes? Yep, it's safe, mum, it's safe, mum. Anyway, she went running around the garden, and this was 4 acres of land. So it's not just like a small garden. And it came to near the time for her to be picked up. And I said, have you still got the ring in your pocket, babes? And she put her hand in her pocket and it was gone. And she looked at me, she went absolutely white. Now, this wasn't any old cheapo ring, right? So this is really like a big thing for her. And she was very anxious and very upset. And I said, it's okay, sweetheart. I said, let's just try and ask Archangel Chamuel to help us to find the ring. Thank you, Archangel Chamuel, for helping us to find this ring. And I thought, oh my God, this is literally a needle in a haystack. This felt like a really big thing, which it was, right? Anyway, we're walking around the garden, and I just got to one spot in the garden, and I have no idea why, but I just felt the urge to look down at my feet. And as I stared down at my feet, there was the ring right in the far right-hand corner of the garden, right by my foot. And I was like, what on earth are the chances of that, to be able to find that ring in such an expanse? And from that moment onwards, it reinforced my belief in angels. And from that day onwards, I've always asked Archangel Chamuel to come and help me and to help me find things. And sometimes I say, Archangel Chamuel, thank you. Example, my AirPod, and I might get like an image in my mind, and then I'll go and check that place. And then that's where it will be. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you today is for many reasons. We do have celestial help. We have the universe, we have our guides, we have our angels, we have our spirit helpers, we have all sorts. And the universe wants to help us in a multitude of ways. Now, some people have resonance with the angelic realm, some people don't, but at least being presented with the information, you can see if this is something that resonates with you for your manifestation practice. I know it's certainly something that I've used for a very, very long time. And see how you can bring the angels in to help you. So we have the archangels, which I've mentioned, and then we also have our own personal guardian angels. Now, guardian angels have been with us right from the moment we were born. In fact, since the beginning of time. So depending on what your beliefs are, if you believe in reincarnation, etc., then they have been with us right from the very beginning of every single reincarnation. We have a guardian angel that has walked by our side for many, many hundreds, if not thousands of years. Now, our guardian angels, like I mentioned to you before, they can't come in and just do things for us. Because we are here on this earth on our own particular mission, they can only come in when we ask. So say, for example, you have something that you want to manifest, or you're having troubles in your business or troubles in your relationship. You can say to your guardian angel, I give you full permission to come in and help me now. What is it that I'm not seeing? Thank you for showing me what it is that I can't see. Thank you for helping me to heal X, Y, and Z. Thank you for helping me to learn to become a better communicator. Thank you for helping me to learn to become a better money manager. Or thank you for bringing the right people along my pathway to help me with X, Y, and Z. Or thank you for helping bring me new opportunities. This is what I would really love to do. Thank you for helping to bring the right people to me to help me make that manifest. Now, our guardian angels are absolutely phenomenal, and they will always do the best they can to help us to move forward in life. And remember, they can only help us if we ask for it. Now, I generally don't tend to say, please, can you X, Y, and Z? It's a bit like with the universe. I don't say, oh, universe, please, can you help me with this? And please, 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 please. Because from a law of attraction perspective, please comes from an energy of lack and placating. It's not coming from that empowered place of trusting and knowing. Whereas if we say, thank you, angels, for stepping into this situation, and thank you for bringing your divine light, your healing, and your protection to help me with the situation so that it can resolve, or whatever it is that your situation is, for the highest outcome for everybody involved. Now, it is important that we always say for the highest good of all, or not at all, because of course, we don't want to harm somebody in the process of us getting what we want. Now, in one of my manifesting groups on WhatsApp, we had a very interesting discussion about this, because one lady was then quite concerned, like, oh my God, can we, cause somebody to get illness, or, potentially even something worse than that if we don't work our manifestations or word it in the right way. And she got herself quite anxious about this as a conversation. Now, remember, we're not God. We don't plan people's paths or lives. So we can't, determine or effectuate whether somebody, goes through certain experiences. But we certainly can influence energetically through our behaviors how we and other people experience situations. And that's why I always say this has to be for the highest good of all. It has to be harm to none. And thank you, universe, for bringing the best outcome. Thank you, angels, for helping me to create the best outcome, to resolve this in a kind, peaceful way. Or thank you, universe, for helping me to heal my, thank you, universe, I'm saying universe, thank you, angels, for helping me to heal my relationship with money. Or thank you, universe, for the situation with X, Y, and Z. I would really like to create more harmony in the relationship. Thank you for guiding me on the part that I can play within that. Thank you for showing me what I can do, etc., etc. So it's always thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So as I have used this in my practice for such a long time, I have written letters to angels. There's been times that I've been on my knees and I've just done a really good old purge of effing and blinding and crying and sobbing and begging and pleading. Now, some people listening to this go, oh my God, but you're putting that energy out in the universe. Oh my God. So what I love to do is I love to be very, very real with how I'm feeling. How can we ever know where we need to get to if we don't acknowledge where we are? It's only when we acknowledge where we are then able to move to other levels and get to where it is that we want to be. So I write that and then I burn it. And then I write another letter, dear angels, dear angel, dear guardian angel, dear Michael, Raphael, whichever has the resonance at that time. Thank you for helping me, X, Y, and Z. Thank you for showing me. And then I write another letter with the outcome that I wish to experience and the help that I require along the way. I have found this very powerful. It's created fantastic results in my manifestation practice. I would absolutely love to open up a discussion on this, because I really don't think I would be as far along my manifestation journey as what I am without this. So I'm going to invite you to try it. Send me a little message on Instagram or send me an email, salarah@salarahstarre.com, and let me know your experience. I just want to say as well, I know a couple of you have reached out via email. I have had a couple of interesting situations to navigate on a personal level. I'm a little bit behind on my email, so I want you to know that I am going to get to those, and I will message you back as soon as possible. The quickest way to get to me to get a reply is on Instagram, so @Salarah Starre. And yeah, it'd just be really lovely to have your feedback. Do you believe in angels? If so, what angels do you use? Do you call upon? Have you not even thought about bringing angels into your manifestation practice, but this is something that you're going to try? Let's carry on the conversation over on social media. And in the meantime, I'm going to leave that information there for you right now. And I'm just going to say thank you, angels, for blessing each and every one of you that are listening to the show today, and may any information that you need come to you in the perfect time and space sequence. Take care for now, sending you all bundles of love.
Thanks for listening. Salarah Starre will be back next week with great insights into the law of attraction. In the meantime, please visit salarahstarre.com.